Hi, my name is Anne Bowker, and I'm the Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Enrollment in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences here at Carleton University. I'm here today to welcome you to FASS and to spend a bit of time talking about the benefits of our programs, some of the exciting things we have going on in the faculty, and to answer any questions that you might have about FASS. I'll also note that I'm a proud parent of 2 FASS alumni. My daughter was a journalism student here, took an African Studies course in her first year, changed her world. She went on to graduate with a double major in journalism and African Studies, and then came back and did a master's in anthropology, majoring in African Studies. And my son is an alum from the humanities program. So I have the perspective on both sides of the fence, one from the side of a parent, but also from somebody who works here as well. And I really do think this is a great place to be. After I've finished, you'll have the opportunity to head over to the Instagram live session to hear from 3 current FASS students. Felicity, Talia, and Claire will tell you about why they chose FASS programs and some of the highlights of their time at Carleton so far. As you may have already discovered, we have an exceptionally diverse selection of Bachelor of Arts programs in FASS and 3 more specialized degree programs: the Bachelor of Cognitive Science, the Bachelor of Humanities, and the Bachelor of Music. This vast selection of programs and courses allows you to tailor your degree to suit your interests. All these options will be available to you this fall, even if the majority of our classes are offered online. Especially in your first year, you have the freedom to take a majority of courses in areas of study outside your major. Needless to say, it's a great opportunity to find out what you like. And if you're unsure about what major to choose, you can start in first year without declaring a major. You take a variety of courses that sound interesting, and then choose a major at the end of first year. So why arts and social sciences? I'd like to talk about some of the core principles of FASS and why studying the arts and social sciences is so important and meaningful. The university is a meeting point between tradition and innovation. Excellent universities meet the challenge of maintaining both a commitment to knowledge, learning, and the pursuit of truth, and an acute awareness of the contemporary environments, local, national, and global, in which they do their work. The Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences is at the heart of Carleton University's continuing efforts to meet this challenge, and FASS will continue to contribute meaningful, useful scholarship during these uncertain times. Particularly in these times, we need BA grads, young adults who've developed a number of critical and valuable skills that will really make a difference to how our society develops going forward. The skills that you learn in FASS programs are closely linked to what we call employability skills. Employability skills include fundamental skills such as communication. So reading and understanding information in a variety of formats, not just words, but maybe graphs as well. Writing and speaking so others pay attention. Listening and asking questions to show your understanding of different points of view. Fundamental skills such as managing information, locating and organizing information using different technologies, applying knowledge from different disciplines to a common problem. Using numbers, so figuring out what needs to be calculated, how to observe, and how to record data. You'll also learn about problem solving, assessing situations, identifying problems, seeing different points of view, making and evaluating solutions, and implementing those solutions. Personal management skills are also part of this. Things like demonstrating a positive attitude, being confident, taking care of your health, showing interest and initiative. You'll learn about taking responsibility for your actions, setting goals, balancing work and life demands, planning, being socially responsible and accountable. Being adaptable, being able to work independently or as part of a team, multitasking, innovating, being open to feedback, and coping with uncertainty. And a final set of fundamental skills are related to teamwork. So you'll learn about understanding group dynamics, being flexible, recognizing diversity, providing and receiving feedback, leading and supporting when appropriate, understanding conflict, and resolving conflict. FASS students become active citizens in the global community, and our faculty is home to about 7,000 students, 300 faculty members, as well as alumni from all over the world. Being a FASS student offers some unique features that you might not find in other universities. For instance, our first-year seminar program. This offers small classes, maximum of 30, for first-year students that last all year, so the fall semester as well as the winter semester. Each first-year seminar focuses on a different topic. These aren't your ordinary topics. They're uniquely innovative and exciting, like writing graphic novels and making comic strips, learning about the psychology of success, learning about criminal minds, understanding and developing creativity, environmental sustainability, political activism, ancient civilizations, and French literature, to name just a few of the many different first-year seminars that we offer. In addition to learning about a particular topic, students learn about the university, how to access student services, time management, writing and study skills, oral presentations, much of this done in small groups without a significant lecture component. I've taught several of these courses, and I'll be co-teaching the Psychology of Success this coming year with Matt Sorley, who's an instructor in the Department of Psychology. Last year, we taught the same course, and we invited a series of successful people to come and share their life stories with our students. So we had Kelly Lee Evans, an Ottawa-based singer and songwriter who was hit by lightning a few years ago, Erica Gilmore, founder and CEO of Hummingbird Chocolates, and Sean Menard, an Ottawa City Councillor and a Carleton alum, were just some of the speakers who came to share their insights into what makes somebody successful. First-year seminars are lots of fun to teach. Students really enjoy them, and it's nice to have a class where everybody knows your name within a few weeks of the start of term. Our commitment to encouraging and supporting this small class experience is unwavering, and plans are already underway to ensure that a large number of first-year seminars will be available this fall, and that they will continue to provide a chance to develop relationships with classmates and professors, even if social distancing remains in effect. FASS also has many opportunities to conduct independent research and for you to be paid to conduct this research through programs like our summer internship program. For this program, students develop a research project that they'd like to work on. They find a supervisor and they apply to the competition, and then students who are selected then get funding to pursue that research. So this year, 10 FASS students received $7,500 each to work on independent research projects over the summer months. And these topics included identity in first-generation Black youth, gender inequality, ecological restoration, and even diaspora poetry in the digital age. So a very broad range of topics. There are also multiple opportunities to study abroad. When my daughter was here studying African studies, she went to Rwanda for a month in the summer and took a course there, again, part of the life-changing experience for her. My son participated in Alternate Spring Break, which is a week-long volunteer experience that happens during Reading Week in February, where students volunteer on a particular project, either here in Ottawa or some other part of the world. My son went to South America to help build a school. You can also learn to develop practical skills and apply what you've learned in class through internships, practica, and class projects in the local Ottawa community and beyond. Now, speaking of outside the classroom opportunities, FASS stands at the center of cultural life on campus, housing and supporting a wide variety of music programs, creative writing initiatives, and is home to the Carleton University Art Gallery and the Carleton Dominion Chalmers Centre. The Art Gallery, or QAG, collaborates with the university on programming that enriches teaching and learning opportunities for FASS students, including hands-on experiences, exhibitions, and other events. This year, for our first-year seminar on the psychology of success, we went to the Art Gallery to learn about what makes somebody a successful artist, and the students got a chance to explore different Canadian artists. The Art Gallery is open to the Carleton community and to the public, and its collection focuses on three main areas: 20th century Canadian art, European art, and Inuit and First Nations art. And it is one of the largest university collections in Canada. The Carleton Dominion Chalmers Centre is the university's arts, performance, and learning centre. and it's the university's first downtown building in Ottawa. It also happens to be managed by FASS. The centre serves a variety of user groups in the community and is the backdrop for large FASS special events and even some classes, a drama studies workshop, for instance. The centre also offers unique practicum and work study opportunities for students. Our faculty's recently established Healthy Cities event is held at the centre and welcomes subject matter experts from Carleton and from the broader community for panel discussions on a selection of topics centered on building and sustaining a healthy city in the 21st century. A major renovation is coming to the centre, and this overhaul will include state-of-the-art and industry-level technology for recording and performances, sophisticated space for art, and redeveloped classrooms for modern learning. This renovation will further strengthen the centre as an ideal downtown space for our creative, community-minded students in FASS. I'd like to talk a bit about the benefits of our city and what we call the capital advantage. Not only is Ottawa a beautiful, safe, and livable city, but it offers Carleton students access to unique learning opportunities they won't get elsewhere. So Ottawa boasts an unparalleled network of federal government institutions, legal institutions such as the Court of Ontario, Federal Court, the Supreme Court, international embassies, NGOs, the National Gallery of Canada, and other national museums such as the Museum of History, the War Museum, Museum of Nature, Library and Archives Canada, the National Arts Centre, as well as hundreds of other cultural events and major festivals. All FASS students, for example, get free admission to the Ottawa Writers' Festival every year. The strong connections that Carleton has with these institutions links FASS students to their rich wealth of resources and leads to visits and guest lectures from sought-after expert speakers, not to mention research collaborations and work placement opportunities as well. Now, you may have already heard about how supportive and collaborative the Carleton community is. This community spirit extends to our many student groups and organizations as well. Just about every program in FASS has an affiliated student association, and it's a great way to meet fellow students, seek advice and peer mentorship, forge lasting friendships, and cultivate your leadership skills. The last topic that I want to touch on, which will transition nicely into the next portion of the FASS feature offer today, is our FASS Student Ambassador Program. So up next via Instagram Live, you'll have the opportunity to hear from our ambassadors, Felicity and Talia, as well as another Carleton student, Claire, from the Bachelor of Humanities program, and they're going to talk about their Carleton experiences. Our ambassador program is a senior student opportunity to develop interpersonal, public speaking, and networking skills. Our ambassadors represent FASS at high school outreach initiatives and other public events. The program also qualifies for the co-curricular record and is a great highlight for your future resumes. FASS student ambassadors are going to take on a slightly larger role this coming year as we consider the move to online learning. First of all, they'll be closely involved in our FASS orientation course called Welcome to FASS, a one-week orientation course taking place at the end of August, free of charge, led by student ambassadors, senior FASS students, designed to help you transition to university with lots of tips to help you succeed in your first term. Secondly, we'll be increasing our student ambassador outreach to first-year students through virtual office hours, online meet and greet, weekly blogs, things to help you connect to the university and to FASS. So before we head over to Instagram Live, I'm open for questions that I can answer about anything I've talked about today.
Hi, Anne. It's Trevor Lewis, National Recruitment Advisor. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How you doing?
Good. We travel around a lot and we meet with all kinds of students. There's a few questions that always kind of pop up. I was wondering if you could answer. Sure. And a big one is, like, what would a possible first-year schedule look like?
Sure. So I'll give you an example of what a psychology student's first-year schedule might look like. That's my home department. Most students will take 5 courses in each of the fall and winter semesters. And so a full course load might look like this in psychology. So you're going to take the first part of introductory psychology. You're going to take first-year seminar. Maybe you're going to take the seminar that Matt and I teach on the psychology of success, but you can take a first-year seminar in any area. It doesn't have to be psychology. A lot of psych students are interested in sociology, so they're going to take intro sociology that first term. Maybe they're going to take natural history, which is one of the popular science electives that psych students have to take, and intro to sign language. So we have a really full program of sign language. You can do a minor easily in American Sign Language while you're doing a major in another topic. So that might be the fall term. And then in the winter term, you're going to take the second part of intro psych. You're going to take the second part of the first year seminar. You might take Mysteries of the Mind. That's a cognitive science course that looks at the mind from a variety of different perspectives. That's a really popular course. Intro to Human Rights, and maybe Intro to Anthropology. So as you can see, there's a pretty wide range of courses that a student might take. I'll just mention a few others from last year that were popular. Philosophy offered The Meaning of Life. So it's a pretty heavy topic, but important to dive right in if you're in philosophy. Intro to Disability Studies, Effective Writing, which was a course that the English program put on. Intro to Women's Studies, or maybe even Intro to African Studies, which is the course that changed my daughter's life.
That's amazing. Thank you. And another question we get is, for some students, they just haven't quite made up their mind yet, and they know that the first year can be sort of general and interdisciplinary, and they're wondering, you know, is there an undeclared option? And maybe you could speak to that in more detail.
Sure. So we do have an option called undeclared major, undeclared, and that offers the student the opportunity to come into the faculty without choosing a specific major. What's important is that you take a variety of courses that you're interested in, and as you can tell from the examples I just gave you, most of the courses that you take in first year are introduction to, and those are the prerequisites that you need to move on into second year. So if you come in and maybe you're struggling between, you know, environmental studies and maybe sociology, you can take courses in both of those areas, as long as you take those introductory courses, and then at the end of first year, you can decide, you know, really, I want to be focusing on sociology. So that's what I'm going to focus most of my attention to. And then you're not behind because you take an intro sociology and you can just slot yourself into second year going forward. So that's certainly a possibility. And we usually have at least 100 or so students every year who come in that undeclared option and then choose their major at the end of first year.
And I know that I'm really glad that you mentioned the idea that someone could think that they were falling behind, because we get that quite a bit too. And in one way, and I know as a previous art student myself, I changed my major in my first year, and students wondering, like, can they do that? And if they do they fall behind if they change their major?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. And I think certainly it's unlikely that you're going to switch to a major you've never taken a course in. So again, if you're taking a bunch of intro courses and you decide, you know, I was going to study psychology, but now I've decided that really human rights is what I want to focus more on, then as long as you take an intro to human rights in your first year, then you can slot yourself into second year. I think it's important to, as you say, to point out that it's not unusual to switch majors. So just to give you an example, this year in our Psychology of Success class, we had students go and interview people on campus. And this person they interviewed is actually a first year seminar instructor. And they came back to tell the class about what she'd said. And they said, she changed her major 8 times. That can't be true. That couldn't have happened. Now, 8's a little bit extreme, but upwards of 60% of students change their major at least once. I think the fact that arts and social sciences is pretty interdisciplinary means that it's more likely to happen. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be behind. The important thing is that you come in with an open mind. I think being willing to try something that you haven't thought of before, and maybe being willing to change your path a bit. We never know what's going to happen.
Well, that's all for the live fire questions I have for you, Anne, but we're going to leave the question screen up for a while, because we have a number of staff in the background that are able to answer questions about a variety of things that people wonder about FASS and other aspects of their application and so forth. So I also want to thank you for promoting the Instagram Live. I'll be the one, Trevor, over at 2:30 on another channel, talking with those 3 great students who are joining us. Art students are joining us from all over the country at 2:30 at Carleton_Future. So thank you very much for joining us again. And we will leave the question and answer period will happen at least for another 30 minutes or so, and we'll be in the background answering your questions there. Thank you.